Welcome to the Hotelligence Podcast, your strategic vantage point on the changing landscape of hotel safety. Hosted by Jim Kortz, a retired FBI DHS investigator, and Don Carr, a former frontline security owner-operator with years of first-hand incident response experience on hotel properties. Every episode brings you closer to understanding the full picture and what the future may hold. Let's begin.
Welcome to the Hotelligence Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 2.
So last time, we talked about what it means to use structure deliberately.
Today, we're looking at what often happens next when response gets added too quickly.
So first, let's talk about the instinct to add. So when awareness increases, the instinct is almost always to add something.
Right, Jim. Add a response.
Add escalation.
Or add visibility.
Right, because it feels responsible.
Yeah, it feels like forward motion.
However, adding response is never neutral.
No, because that response creates expectation. And every response pathway carries an implied promise.
And that something will be noticed.
That something will be acted on.
And eventually, that something will be resolved.
Now, those promises don't need to be written down to exist. Once response is visible, expectation forms. And expectation is difficult, if not impossible, to unwind.
Yeah, so let's now talk about why hotels feel this first. Well, hotels operate with intentionally limited roles.
Right, they're not investigators.
They're not adjudicators.
They're not law enforcement.
When response expands without structure, hotels are pulled out of that role.
Not because they choose to be.
Right, but because expectation fills that gap.
So let's talk about how that overreaction actually starts. Because overreaction rarely begins as a decision.
Yeah, it begins as accommodation.
Just a small adjustment.
Or a quick little follow-up.
Or a little more involvement.
But each step feels reasonable on its own. However, systems don't drift all at once. They drift one accommodation at a time.
Well said, Jim. Structure is not designed to trigger response.
It's designed to slow it down.
To give information a place to exist without forcing that movement.
And used correctly, structure absorbs pressure.
Right. It does not transmit it.
So different markets can have different tolerances. Some hotels can tolerate more response.
Others can't.
Market conditions matter.
And brand posture, well, that also matters.
And risk tolerance matters.
Because structure doesn't erase those differences, but it does allow them to exist without forcing uniform behavior. And that's what keeps responsibility aligned with reality.
So in closing, more response doesn't automatically mean more safety.
And faster reaction does not guarantee better judgment.
In many hotel environments, restraint is stabilizing.
And structure is what makes that restraint sustainable.
And that's Season 2, Episode 2 of the Hotelligence Podcast.
Next time, we'll talk about why visibility can feel like control and when it often produces the opposite effect. And remember, we're in this together.
And together, we make hospitality stronger.
We publish a short written insider briefing alongside each episode. It goes out on Wednesdays when the episode drops. If that's useful, the link is in the show notes.
Thank you for joining the Hotelligence Podcast, where experience informs smarter, safer hotel operations and prepares you for what comes next. Stay informed, stay confident, and stay connected. As the conversation evolves, Jim Kortz and Don Carr will highlight developments that help hotels strengthen their approach to safety and risk management. See you next episode.